Our theme of today is how to build an extraordinary global online business with My Daily Choice. And delighted to have my good friend and our special guest, Mr. Mike Klingler. I'm going to introduce him a little bit more in a few minutes, but let's uh, let's get started with our presentation. We'll walk ourselves through this, and it is our honor to share with you today really how to build an extraordinary global online business with My Daily Choice. Now, we've had other presentations where we talked about how ordinary people are building extraordinary businesses. Our guest today is not an ordinary person. So I changed the title because we're going to learn how to build an extraordinary business with My Daily Choice. My wife, I hope, will join us here shortly, but we build things together. We're Grace and James, and we moved to the United States from Asia 2 years ago. We have our own story, but for all of us, and we were talking about this as we in the chat, we're all living in really extraordinary and highly disruptive period of time. So, I do want to say, if you're feeling overwhelmed or challenged, just know you're not alone. There are a lot of people here who understand that and empathize and sympathize. And we're actually hoping that with what we can share with you today, we'll have some solutions for some of the things that you're feeling. And so before we explain how to build an extraordinary online global business with My Daily Choice, I'd like to just ask you a couple of simple questions. And first is, what would it feel like if you could come out of our current situation with social isolation and all the various disruptions that we're feeling with a whole new income stream? How would that feel? How comfortable are you? Another question. I just want to probe into how you're feeling and how comfortable you are with yourself. How comfortable are you with your financial prospects for the next 3 to 5 years? Are you happy with where you are? Are you happy with how it looks? Are you happy with everything else? Or do you have a sense of dis-ease? And if you have a sense of dis-ease, you're certainly not alone. Many of us have shared that feeling. What would it feel like, though, if you could come out of the social isolation and all the things that we're going through, growing your own solid business through a reputable legacy company? And that's what we like to share with you today. But I'd like you to think about how it would feel to be growing and advancing and progressing in your finances. And what would it feel like if you could restore that 30+% of your retirement? Many of us lost a third of our portfolios. If we had a portfolio, it's disappeared, poof, in the last 3 months. We had it in the stock market, it's just gone. And it's hard to replace that. We know that. But what if you could replace that with residual income that would come in again and again, month after month, and you could build it and then have it continue to be a source of income for you? How would it feel if you could eliminate the fear of ever losing your job again? Many people have found in the last couple of months that what they thought was job security is not job security. And others looking forward maybe are concerned that that could happen again. So how would it feel if you could eliminate that fear and really be self-sustaining, financially independent? What would it really feel like if you could manifest your own success by building your own business, using automation and systems, and offering products in high demand from a safe legacy company, earning a steady residual income without you spending 12 hours a day and without compromising your lifestyle and your goals? How would that feel? And what would it be worth to you if you could feel that way? And some people tell me, well, James, that'd be priceless, or that'd be worth $10,000, or that'd be worth $100,000. But what is that freedom and that lack of fear and that security going forward? What is that worth to you? Think about that as we go through this presentation today with Mike and myself. Because if these ideas strike a chord with you, might you be open to taking a look at our proven strategy and our free marketing system that is helping ordinary people to build an extraordinary business during these very troublesome times? And we hope and trust that that's a situation for you. So before we show you the business that we're building, Mike is actually the master for our team. But My Daily Choice, as a true legacy company, and how to make money with the My Daily Choice compensation plan, share a little bit of our background. Then I'd like to introduce Mike Jewis, my wife and I are busy professionals. I come from a legal and business executive background. My wife grew up in fashion. Maybe you can tell that by looking at her. An image consultant as well. And, we got introduced or came into network marketing. We've been successful in our own right in different careers. And we knew one thing. One thing is to become successful, you should, in a new area, the easiest way is to find other successful people and emulate their success. And this is why I'm honored to introduce, a super, super successful guy named Mike Klingler to you in just a minute. But we've known this for ourselves. And so, when we came into this industry, we were looking for success. And if you're looking for success in online marketing or affiliate marketing or home-based businesses, we suggest that you would do the same thing. Find others who have been successful and emulate their success. Success leaves clues. We all know that one. Now, I wish I could tell you, just a very simple success story, but when my wife and I got started in 2014, we did all the traditional ways of building a networking business. We joined a woman who at that time came out of retirement in network marketing. She had been the #1 female income earner in the industry, and she was coming out of retirement, and we did what we were told. So kind of fake it till you make it, because we had never done it before. Put flyers on car windows, go to networking meetings, go to coffee shops and hotel meetings. That didn't work very well for us. So I was told to buy opportunity lists and call them. And then the next best suggestion was, go into Facebook groups and spam your link and post your link and copy messages. Well, all that didn't work. But we found, after getting some better training in 2015 and 2016, we've been mentored and trained by some of the best in the business. And, we really learned that serving the market and providing value, and this is what Mike's going to share with us more about today, is serving the market, providing value, having systems, having the right strategy, and making those easily duplicated. Those are keys to building successful businesses. And so, we've attained our own level of freedom, and now we're into a new opportunity. And that's our intro to this guy, our guest, Mike Klingler. This is a photo I took of Mike and some of his friends when we met in London in 2017 in a venture that looked really great. And then a 3-letter regulatory agency hit us, and that hurt, but it was a great experience. And so we've been partnering with Mike over the last several years. Mike is a really well-known marketing expert, a 7-figure earner over multiple years. In fact, I said probably close to 20 years. We'll let him explain. But Mike has built a system within an opportunity, and an ideal opportunity. And that's really what we'd love to share with you this evening. So, and it's not just Mike and Robin, by the way. In addition to Mike and Robin, who are amazing marketing experts, we have support from, just an all-star leadership group. We've got Jason and Aaron and Kathy and Robert Hollis, a legend in the industry. And of course, our founders, Josh and Jenna Zweigel. So we have an amazing, solid team. This is why we think it's a legacy company. And Mike's going to share more with us about that. But ladies and gentlemen, starting a business in a booming industry has never been easier than right now. So we encourage you to pay attention and learn more. We've got, a digital business. And, if you're wondering how a digital business, an online business would benefit you, please watch this presentation to get a better idea of how that can really benefit you. Because this day and age, it's never really been easier to earn an income online, particularly when you plug into what Mike is going to be sharing with you and what he's put in place and what the company has put in place for us. You can do that from the comfort of your own current life. So when we're looking at a company like My Daily Choice, and when you're doing due diligence, and Mike's going to share with us the due diligence that he did in a second, but you want to create wealth, you're looking for a couple of things. You want a company that pays high-level commissions. That's important. We're in this to make money as a business opportunity. And you don't want to be a one-horse business. So does the company have different product lines so that a variety of people can align with it? And I know these are things that Mike shared with us as he was looking through it. We'll look forward to that. And a side hustle. it doesn't just make you money, it actually saves you money. So there can be, depending on where you are, tax benefits, just simple things like redirecting current income, stop buying from somebody else and start buying from yourself. So even at the very simplest level of a business like this, it makes money, not just making money, but saves you money as well. So as we look into this business further now, ask yourself about this question. And there probably would be three things important for you to think about. And those three things, are maybe unique to you, but think about the three things that are really important to you, and then see if we check off your checklist as we're going through this. So now let's dive in. Let's look at how to build an extraordinary global online business with My Daily Choice. And this is, Mike, I guess an earlier picture of you, but
that's a good guess. Real good guess.
Good guess. The beard is very distinguished too,
Right,
so you got,
right. Yeah,
got
didn't
two
just have
good
the beard.
looks there. But Mike, great to have you on, and great always to hear from you. Tell us a little bit about, I think most people know you, obviously, but there may be newcomers that haven't yet heard from you. So could you unwrap a little bit of your background? And I would say also, let's tap into a little bit of the process that you went to. We just outlined a few things, but what made you choose My Daily Choice, and what do you see here? And I'm going to stop this screen so we can actually see you talk here. Go on.
Well, I think I got to go all the way back to 1994. That was my start in the industry. And I knew nothing. Not only did I know nothing, I was very young. I was in my early 20s. So I knew nothing on top of nothing. and beyond that, I had incredible disadvantages. I mean, it's impossible to describe all the disadvantages I have. I'll sum it up with just saying, I was a young punk, really angry at the world for what I saw in the world, and blamed everybody and everything, hated the concept of capitalism, hated socialism, hated the whole system, didn't want to work because I hated everything. I was in a tough spot, mentally, emotionally, everything. So, I mean, anyone out there who feels like you're in a tough spot, like whatever it may be, personal challenges, whatever, I had it all. So I was starting from the rock bottom. I started to just go for it. I was tenacious. When I saw the business plan, the concept of network marketing, I said, okay, here's a way out. Here's a way to make a bunch of money and then decide what I want to do with my life. That was basically what it was. It was, what am I going to do with my life? I had no idea. And so I was looking for purpose. I was looking for meaning, and nothing in the job market was speaking to me. So that was my start. I went for it. I signed up like 30 or 40 people. I mean, it was ugly. It was brutal. I was tenacious, and I chased everybody down, and it was awkward and it was ridiculous. But my conviction was so high that I knew that I had to make it work. In fact, I'd used my rent money to get started. Now, this is 20 some years ago. So that was my start. You have to understand, like, the industry, I speak to this because the industry, while I had a falling out with the industry later, and I'll talk about that because I think there might be some people on this call who have had a falling out with the industry. I had that, I experienced it, and I'll talk about that. I think that's important to address because it circles back around to what brought me back to the industry with this company. It's amazing. It's completely different than anything I ever seen before. But going back 20 years, I did find a good company. I found a great support network. I found really good mentors. I went for it, but I was barely making enough to get by. I used my rent money to get started. I was barely making, just barely surviving, obviously, because I had no other income. So I was working constantly. I went to high school friends, talked to their parents. I did the whole bit. I went everywhere and sold everybody everything I possibly could. Barely getting by, but I ended up working, I started putting systems together. And this is the beginning of, kind of where it ends up and where I found leverage. I wasn't a super salesman. I had a lot of work to do on my mindset. I had a lot of years of growth still to do, but I found leverage through systems. And so one of the first, this is before the computers were really, the internet was around. I found something called fax on demand. So I had a fax machine, and I must have been looking at opportunities because I started getting these promotions. Just all of a sudden I'd get a fax and it was a promotion. And I thought, like, I want to do that. Like, I'm just, I want to. So that was my first shot at a system. I put together a letter, a fax on demand document. For those of you who remember what those were, where somebody could call up a fax number and then a document would come back to them automated, right? So I put that together that presented the opportunity, the products, and everything. And it was an instant big success. And so within a couple of months of launching that, I had like 600 people in my organization. I was rocking and rolling. And I remember I got Ray Robbins, who made about 300 grand a month, to promise to do a webinar with me. And he couldn't show up. He was stuck on a plane or something. And I was panicked. I couldn't speak to 300 people. I had no idea what I was going to say. So I called up the next guy down, who was making about 100 grand a month. His name was Jet. And he had a big personality. He was an amazing guy. He ended up becoming my mentor from this, but I called him up. He lived in Hawaii. I woke him up because they were a couple hours behind my schedule. And it was the first time I ever talked to him. I said, Jet, Ray Robbins is supposed to be on a call. I've got like 5 minutes. There's 300 people there. I have no idea what to do. So he was waking up and he decided to do it. That's the kind of person he was. And that kind of launched my launched my business to another level and allowed me to become mentored by him. He was a guy who grew up in the around gangs and just violence and just a crazy life. And he became a millionaire by the age of 25 through cold calling and selling office supplies. So he was tenacious. He had an incredible positive attitude. And that started to teach me kind of that other side of things and about how you can kind of manifest what you decide to just by changing your attitude and looking at things differently. And I needed a lot of work in that area. So he really helped me there. Fast forward, I developed a full-time income. A little lesson though, with the fax on demand system, I learned very quickly you can saturate a lead source very quickly. And so what ended up happening was it was working so well. I had everyone duplicating this fax on demand system. It was set up beautifully. You would just push a button on your computer. It would fax numbers to these fax numbers, and then people would send $5 in the mail. I mean, that was the starting point. You get these $5 checks in the mail, and they were requesting an information pack. So everyone else in the company was giving away these information packs for free on their dime, and I was having people pay $5. Other people were cold calling, working their tails off to get an interested prospect. Our starting point, I didn't invest a minute in anybody till he sent me $5. So it was really easy. I'd call like 10 people. We'd enroll like 6 or 7. They're already sold by the time they sent the $5. So we'd get them duplicating that same system. But then we saturated all of those leads in Canada and the US within about 6 months. So my business just stopped. So that was my first lesson with be prepared for saturating the lead source. And then we didn't have the internet yet, so I struggled for a long time, and I started to do other methods, and it was just a big long battle until we found the internet and started to put systems together on the internet. And the real big launch there was in 2003. We had a $1 million month with launching a system that just blew the thing up. But we weren't really ready for that kind of success. We weren't really ready for that kind of growth. And so it was a big mess. It was a debacle. At that point I was still very young, but it was, it launched me to a whole nother level. And so from that point,
$1 million a month will do that, right?
What's that? Yeah, it was nuts.
$1 million a month will do that.
It was absolutely nuts.
I just thought I'd underline that.
Yeah,
it's not a year, that's a month, folks.
Right. Yeah, the first month. Yeah, but like I say, we couldn't really manage it, and it was too many people and too much growth, and it was kind of insane. But it was still a big success, and that lasted for years, just maintaining that and supporting people with that. But then I really moved into a trainer's role. What happened to us, for anyone who knows the company Manatech, they're a phenomenal company. But what they did, they were in the nutritional industry, and a lot of you can't make disease claims. But people taking the products were getting these miraculous results. It was why they were growing. And so what the company did was they set up a nonprofit because they had doctors, they had medical doctors, they had scientists that were on their team. And so it was a very legitimate step for them. to set up a different entity, like a lot of you know the American Medical Association, right? And there's the Journal of the American Medical Association. And very much like how they did scientific research for the pharmaceutical industry, JAMA, well, they wanted to set up a nonprofit to do peer-reviewed articles, real scientific publications, not just on their nutritional supplements, but all nutritional supplements. But then what happened was the sales force would be showing these studies, and that ended up being construed by the Texas Attorney General as disease claims. So they got slapped. They didn't get shut down, but they got slapped. The CEO was no longer allowed to be the CEO. And it was this big turbulent time. And it was unfortunate because the products were, having miraculous, absolutely insane, miraculous results. There was a 60 minutes expose because some girl had claimed that her tumor had disappeared, which it apparently did, but you can't say such things. And so it was a big debacle. And I just it was just too much stress. And I just said, I didn't need to be building the business with it anymore. And it was such a turbulent time. I just said, I don't want to be, caught up in all of this drama. So I went into training and teaching people how to generate leads. And I started creating systems for the industry. And the next system I launched was in 2007. A lot of people will remember this that have kind of followed some of this over the years. We teamed up with Ann Sieg, and we had another million. That was $1 million a day. So, we had $1 million launch, $1 million month launch that first time in 2003, I think it was. In 2007, we had $1 million a day launching this other system, and that was so. I started to really get excited about internet marketing as opposed to network marketing. Even though I was still teaching and training people in the network marketing industry, because I had that experience and I could show them how to generate leads and I could show them how to build their business, I really didn't think I would ever actually join a company again. I thought I would be, distant from that so I could stay, impartial, not be, to be not biased in my sharing how to, build a business. So people felt safe sending their downlines to me and stuff. So we did this for years. I did this up until about 2012. And then I started to get a kind of a bug for doing something that I felt was more meaningful. I wanted to make a bigger contribution. By this point, I had many 7-figure years. It wasn't about money anymore. I had a ridiculous amount of money. And so I wanted to do something really meaningful and to build, a legitimate company with a vision and a mission. And we put together a school called Coaching Cognition, School of Online Business. We were teaching people how to figure out what they want to contribute in the world, what meaning they wanted to bring to their work, and to design their own business, basically. And we're teaching them the skills and everything to do that. It was extremely challenging. I mean, you could probably imagine, people signing up with no concept whatsoever for what it took to do any of this. And we're walking into the whole process of developing and conceptualizing what they want to do with their life. It was incredibly challenging. And we did that for years and it was successful, but I just didn't have the stamina really to develop that long-term the way that I initially wanted to. And so, 5 years into that, I'm getting kind of tired. There was a time where we had, I think, 10 or 12 employees, managing, getting up in the morning, making sure that they're all doing what they're supposed to be doing. And then somebody doesn't show up to work and, somebody's got to move to another city. It becomes something else for anyone that's run a company. So love the experience and the impact that we had in the industry. But after about 5 years of that, I was like, I do not want to scale this up and manage that kind of an operation. And that's when I started to look at network marketing again. But I really didn't find a home until I ran into this company. But I was extremely skeptical because there was a lot of excitement around the incomes that people were making. And I knew people were making a lot of money, but I was like, I don't want to sell a product and make a lot of money with the product unless I personally know the product is like making a positive impact. So I tested a number of different products, and the main one that they had that I was interested in was CBD and they have lots of products, and the CBD isn't in every country. They have lots of products in every country. The one I happened to be most interested in initially was CBD because I've got a serious health issue. And while I can't tell you too much about what it's done for me because of the same reasons why Manitech got in trouble, I can tell you it changed my life. It's totally, it sucks that you can't say what it does exactly, right? But anyone who's studied up on CBD knows the impact that others have reported. And all I can say is I had tested lots of CBD products. Most of them did absolutely nothing. Some of them made me drowsy. Like a lot of them just wouldn't work, or they would help a little, but it wouldn't work. This just totally blew my mind in terms of how much it impacted me. Now I had tested 20 other products. James had one too. And it's interesting because there were only two that helped me dramatically. And James at that time had found one it had as well. There was 2 out of 20 that I had tested that were fantastic. And they were both network marketing companies. Then I took those products and a bunch of others, including CBD that we found at Oregon farms around the area, and tested them on over 20 people that I know that had no bias. Like we didn't even put the labels of the company on it. We put them in little unlabeled containers, and I said, take this for whatever, they had all kinds of different issues, each of them different, some of them, sleep or whatever, different challenges these people had. And they all came back and reported the same 2 that were their favorites. So then it was just a matter of, okay, what's the best compensation plan? What's the best marketing system? Where do I feel like I can help with my marketing abilities, help people, put a system together to be able to have success? And that's where we landed at My Daily Choice. So the product hit me hard in terms of, wow, I see why the company's so successful. It's not just about people making money, because that would be a short-term thing. When you see a company making a lot of money, but you can't see a product demand that's legitimate, that's not long-term. So I really needed that. I really needed to see that I wasn't just going to build something up and then, we have to be on to the next thing. That's not my deal. I want to build something and I want to know what's going to last. That's the point of residual income. You build it and it keeps coming in. That gives you the freedom. And it also makes you feel good about what you're doing when you know that you're actually serving a demand out there beyond just helping people make money. So we have that, and it's not just in the CBD market. It took me, after I had joined the company, it took me some time to realize the integrity and the investment that they put into the development of the CBD line, they have done with all of their products, and they continue to develop really good products. Their vision is quite unique in that they don't want to just be one thing, which at first I was like, well, that seems like you're too scattered. But then I realized what they're aiming to do and have already proven they're capable of is whenever a new hot innovation comes along, like CBD, for example, their whole business model is to be the best at delivering that and to saturate the market with a very successful product line to hit that industry. And they did it with CBD. Somebody could say, well, that's impossible. How do you know they're going to do it? They did it with CBD. They're the top seller of CBD internationally out of all companies in the world, including the ones that have raised, tens of millions of dollars that are outside the network marketing industry. So we've seen them already do it. I think, James, you're going to share something.
Yeah, I've actually got some slides that might illustrate that. So maybe I can have you talk to those slides, because I think people will really be able to visualize that. I got from the latest corporate presentation some some things that will really help us. So let's illustrate what Mike's been sharing with us as we continue to think about how to build an extraordinary global online business with this extraordinary company. But before we do that, let me just underline what Mike's been saying. You just heard this guy share with you. He's had $1 million days and months. And Mike, plug your ears now. But the rest of you, ladies and gentlemen, this is an extraordinary opportunity to work with Mike Klingler. He's putting on a clinic. It is extremely rare, if ever, that I've seen someone of his stature and experience and expertise come into a network marketing business and share his entire repertoire with ordinary people like ourselves. And so we're going to talk about an extraordinary business, but we've got a quite extraordinary team. Now, you unplugged your ears, you probably heard that, but anyway, I want to make sure people heard that. So let's dig a little bit deeper into what Mike's been sharing, because why is My Daily Choice the ideal system and opportunity? And let's take a look at that. So as Mike was saying, it's my daily choice. There are actually choices to it, 4 choices to live your best life. And it starts with some amazing owners. Mike, I know as part of your due diligence, that was an important thing. But let's talk about these 2 owners, Josh and Jenna Zweigel, because when you're looking and doing due diligence at a company, ownership is everything, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, again, it's hard to be able to figure that out, to figure out if you've got good leadership without some kind of track record. And so again, the results that they had really speaks to what they're capable of. To be able to go from, they were the fastest growing network marketing company in the world, I believe it was in 2018, to go from 10 million to 100 million in sales in 1 year. Not only does that speak to their ability to innovate a product that creates a massive, that serves a massive demand. That's a big accomplishment in itself. But to actually be able to serve that, just that big of a demand, the administration, the product delivery, like that's massive. So I can speak to their integrity and in some of these other areas that are hard to quantify, but this really proves that they're able to innovate this incredible product line that meets this massive demand and deliver. And that's really unusual. Then to go from 100 million to 170 million in 1 year, now you know that it's not some one-hit wonder. It's people who, and it's really Josh. Jenna, his wife, brings a lot to this company that's really unique in her candor, and she has a lot of, she's able to connect with people in this really amazing way and be really real. And it's just so obvious that this is their baby. They're not here to make money with it as much as they are to create this massive vision. So they're investing all this back, and she really embodies that. But them accomplishing this is a very rare situation. To have a company at 5 years old, let me just kind of share a statistic with you that's really telling and really solidifies why this is such a unique situation. Because you hear a once in a life opportunity, or you hear right place at the right time all the time, but you rarely actually see it. And let me just kind of establish that factually, because it really is an unusual situation. 90% of the network marketing companies who are startups fail in the first 2 years. Of the 10% that survive the first 2 years, 90% of those, so we're talking a real sliver left, make it to the 5th year. Of that very few that make it to the 5th year, which is where they're at, I mean, you could count on one hand, really, maybe less companies exist right now at that age that have done over 100 million in sales in that time frame. So what you have is a company that's just entering what we call critical mass. That's where you're entering during this explosive growth period. Now, people talk about that. People talk about you're entering a company where it's going to explode and all this stuff. But I've never in 20 years was able to enter into a company like you guys would be right now, where you see proof that they're able to deliver on the promise that everyone talks about when they pitch an opportunity, to be able to see that they've innovated a product that dominated the marketplace, and they were able to create that and deliver it and handle the administration and everything, and have them be just over 5 years old before critical mass. It's extremely unusual. Critical mass, for those who don't know, means you get 10, 20, 30 times more growth out of the same effort, because so many people are hearing about it during that period that people are really starting to come to you and just ask, I heard you were with this company. I heard you have this product. It gives you massive leverage to be there during that growth period. Now, if you join a company after they've gone through critical mass, it's not like you can't have success, because that would be like 5 to 7 years from now with this company. It's just that then it's more about, your only choice to making money at that time is leading with the product, less on the opportunity. If you're leading with the opportunity, it's a different speed of growth. It's a different culture. It's still an opportunity. A lot of people feel more comfortable with that because it's even more established. The company is kind of a household name or has an established name. So it's easier. People have heard about it a little bit. But the first wave of growth, if you can get on that first wave of critical mass growth, it's massive. And that's exactly what we have here with My Daily Choice.
Yeah, look at that growth rate, 100 million to 170, and we had a $5 million day in April. So the company's continuing to break records, folks. And what they share with us is, My Daily Choice is also a business in a box. It really comes to what Mike was just sharing. Proprietary products, we're going to dig into that in just a second. A very generous compensation plan, which we're also going to dig into. A free marketing system, and then what Mike and his partner Robin have given to us on top of that is just extraordinary. And then opportunity, which Mike has just spoken to. Amazing timing, a global opportunity where you can work from anywhere, and a debt-free company, led by affiliates who built a company for affiliates. So it's really quite an extraordinary company that really sets them apart from the rest of companies. But Mike was talking earlier about us having different brands, and they've got currently four, and they're hinting that we have a fifth one on the way. So watch this space, I guess. But Daily Sprays is one area. That's where they started. They added HempWorks, which is the whole CBD brand. We'll just give you a few highlights of that. Another newer one is essential oils. And then to prove that they weren't just a product company, they added a service. So that was really smart. Well, we got a digital product called Travel. Now, travel is not extraordinarily popular at the moment. It actually is extraordinarily popular. It's just nobody can do it. But that will change. But let's plug into what the company calls the house of brands. And this is a big picture of all the products. We'll show you a little bit of these. And Mike, just jump in wherever you want. I'm sure you've tried many of these. I've got a bunch of them next to me, so we'll do a little show and tell here as well. Love the nutritional sprays. These are a product that, in over 150 countries we can ship these, and so we have an opportunity. And again, I'm sure in your place as well as our place, we use these every day from sleep. Our days tend to end with sleep. That's it's got a melatonin product. Peak, which is excellent for boosting your immune system. And same with the Shield product that you can see there in the beginning. And apparently during the lockdown, a lot of people gained weight. So apparently the fastest growing of these right now is Trim 365, which is a weight management. But you've got a great number of these. Brain, my son takes. I take it. Actually, I took a shot before the webinar. So these nutritional sprays are an amazing range of products. And they're fun, easy. You can also put them in your bag and travel with them. So those are quite easy. Second major area is essential oils, and you really can get them two different ways. This is the individual essential oils. My wife and I got these, and so you can diffuse these and add them to your skincare and your cleaning regime. They also have the Chakra Blend collection, which is a different focus, energy, restore, relax, breathe. They have a diffuser you can get. We love essential oils. We were already using essential oils, and my wife was thrilled to get these, which are cheaper and of the same quality as we were getting from another company. So that's a nice benefit. Emotional health, we talked about this, the travel side of things, and I think we can predict probably in 2 or 3 months this is going to really take off. But this was launched last year, as far as I recall. A World of Experience. You get it's a savings program. It's a membership that gives deep discounts and wholesale rates. You can get flight discounts, cruise packages, hotels, car rentals, tours, vacations, kind of a one-stop shop, all of it in one single travel portal. And you get paid commissions by giving your friends and colleagues this portal for free. So they save money and you get a bonus out of the savings that they make. So it's a really, really strong idea. But you know, as Mike said, and my story is the same. I'll share with you my CBD story in a second, but you know, the CBD revolution has really been taking the world by storm in the United States. As Mike pointed out, you know, we had the Farm Act of 2018 that deregulated hemp and finally made it legal across the United States, and many countries around the world. We're open in Europe, and I think 5 countries in Africa and other countries getting close. But look at that number, the third number. The economic reports show 590 million in 2018, growing to 23 billion. That's with a B, folks, just in the USA in the next 3 years. So a rhetorical but good question. How will you be positioned for the largest growth industry the world has seen in the last 50 years? Why did Mike Klingler pick this company? Right there in one line, you can see it, folks. And that's not our only product area. Now, CBD is amazing. No need to get into the science, but there's some weird thing called the endocannabinoid system. We didn't know about it 15, 20 years ago, but it's a whole series of receptors in our gut, in our brain, and throughout our body. And cannabinoid works with our bodies to give us a state of balance. And you want your body in balance. This is why Mike can't tell you what it's doing for him. I can't tell you what it's doing for us, but we know what the science is behind it. And this is just a whole scientific system of receptors throughout all of our bodies. And you know, the endocannabinoid system does a lot of amazing things in our bodies. You can see all this. And of course, we have to say at the bottom, the US Food and Drug Administration hasn't reviewed and approved all this stuff, but you can Google it and find out yourself. But supported by HempWorks, which is the brand here, our organic hemp ingredients, you get a highly functioning endocannabinoid system, and it really promotes optimal body balance.
I just want to say, if you've tried CBD products and haven't gotten that wow effect that everyone's talking about, either had I until I tried this. So like I said, I then tried 20 different products. I found 2 out of that 20 that had a wow effect. This was one of them. This one ended up being more diverse in what it was helping me with. But if you haven't seen that yet, if you've tried different CBD products and you haven't had that, like, figured out why is it so much buzz around it, try this one. You'll see it's really effective.
Nice pun. The buzz about CBD. There is no buzz in CBD, by the way. It makes you healthy, but it doesn't make you high. That's what we need to stress.
Yeah. In fact, some of them don't have any THC. If you choose the broad spectrum, there's no THC whatsoever. If you choose the full spectrum, it's under 0.3%, which is under the federal guidelines for what's allowed for hemp products.
So the black ones have a little bit of THC under the legal limits. The white one have 0 THC if you need to be tested. We have 7 different flavors and 3 different strengths. So this product line just rocks. And if you can get this stuff, strongly recommend that you do so. That was the starting point for CBD. Now I actually love these have been the soft gels that just have been introduced. And you know, I've got a favorite. I took one before doing this, which is the coffee berry one. It makes you really mentally alert. Mike, I'm sure you're like force feeding yourself on this as well for energy.
Every day, it's 2 a day. It is. By the way, guys, I don't like caffeine stimulant stuff. It makes me feel jittery. This doesn't have that effect at all. I don't even know if there's caffeine in it. It's a coffee berry, which they say is different than the regular coffee bean.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, it's clear-mindedness rather than that jittery energy that caffeine does. It's really, really, really effective.
Yeah, it's nice. The other one that we use a lot around our house is the curcumine in CBD. Love that one as well, because that's like a double. CBD is good for boosting your immune system, and curcumine does the same thing. So you get 2 different types of boost to your immune system. That's an amazing product. And we have a CBD and melatonin. If you're having trouble sleeping, you can have CBD during the night and sleep well. And they just launched a brand new one, which lo and behold, I sent my son to the mailbox an hour ago, and he came back with the latest product, CBD and Vitality. So this was just launched and just arrived in the mail today. So a brand new one focused on Vitality, again, focused on immune and really speaking to the market, you know, with COVID-19 and all of our desire to have the best possible immune systems. a new, so a fourth soft gel. The gummies and the coffee, I love the coffee. We make like coffee smoothies with the HempWorks coffee. That's really fun. And,
that's what I got right here.
that's what
That's what I've been drinking, yeah.
I've got my HempWorks coffee inside my Starbucks mug. And it wouldn't be a webinar without having one of these gummies. These are amazing.
Those are way too tasty.
Yeah, they are super
way
good.
too tasty.
They
don't taste like the crappy gummy bears that are too sweet. These have like a really strong fruit flavor that tastes authentically fruity. It's really refreshing. It's good.
Yeah, they're nice, and a little small bit of CBD in each one, and your kids will love it. Yeah, the whole family will love it. So it's a great way to kind of dispense things around. A lot of fun products. Here's another fun range: the products for pets. Bacon flavored tinctures. That's the drops, and you can also give dogs and cats the chews. A little bit of CBD in those. A lot of people loving to give those to their pets who need.
So if you got one of those dogs that sometimes gets a little overly rambunctious when company comes over and is really anxious, that can be a lifesaver.
Yeah, no, we don't have pets, but I have a neighbor who has some pets, and I learned a trick: go and give your neighbor's dog this stuff.
They won't jump on you so hard.
Exactly. This is, again, the topicals. My CBD story I'll tell you in a second, but I'm a soccer referee. So this one, the relief, my knees and joints and ankles really benefit from that. The CBD massively helps as well in terms of supporting my system to help itself. But, oh, and there you are. My wife has just joined us. So here's Grace.
Yes.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hi, Grace.
Yeah,
There's Mike.
how are you?
Good. How are you?
Yeah.
So we're just talking about the Relief products, and Renew is skin. We're using Renew kind of on a nightly basis. She is a big fan of skincare as well. Revive is 3 times a week. Yeah, so they're really great skincare products. Here, you want a gummy?
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Just in time for the gummies. And the whole skincare world, guys, as Mike says, is we're not just, one product, and hemp infused products are booming. Even men's skincare is a booming industry. So we've got a lot here. These are we've got shampoos and conditioners. I pulled this, my wife and I don't use a lot of hair care, as you can tell. But my wife and son are using the shampoos regularly. So I pulled these out of the shower to show you, but these are really great products. A lot of people love those. We have a hair mask and a hand and body lotion, which I do find a great use for because I live in the desert. Bath bombs, really amazing. And the latest product, which you didn't even get to see, here's the mask. Yeah, it just came in the mail.
Yeah, nice.
So we're showing and telling right away. This was our latest product. These are botanical face masks.
Wow.
So you can open it up, and I'm, normally ladies do it, but I'm going to do it. Mike, I don't know if you're planning to get more beautiful as well, but
I could use it.
we can all use it, right?
Man can use.
Yeah, man can use, of course. So, so that's the latest product, guys. And point here, there's something for everyone, Mike. And I think that's what's really amazing. They're dropping hints that there's another fifth area coming pretty soon. But the most innovative and in-demand products around. Yeah.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, I used to, when I was in the industry years ago, I used to not really consider myself a product guy. I'm more of a marketing guy. I'm a business-minded person. But I want to really emphasize, like, they continue to create really high-quality products that people want. And so when you get into the income stream of this, and we can talk about our system and that process, you find the products that you like the most, so you can have a relationship with those products, so you can talk about those products. Now, we're more focused on the business side, but as the years go on, you need to have a product that consumers really want to buy. And you're going to find that that's definitely what they're investing a lot of time and focus into making sure that they have. That's what gives you the residual income. So, like, we can help you build a business with our system and with our support, but you want to make sure that if you walk away from your business for a while, once it's in place, you've got people actually just purchasing the products, sharing the products. It's really, really, really important.
Yeah, and these are really, really great products. So, everybody wants to be healthier. They want to perform better. They want to travel the world. So, we got just an amazing product range. And, I talked earlier about, saving money. So some of you, they're just thinking about that. You can redirect your system, your spending, buy from yourself every month. And the company has a reward program where you can get back up to 30% on your purchases. And Mike and I are going to talk about the comp plan, but this is an amazing, amazing compensation plan. Again, I've been a consultant to the industry. Mike's been in, from a legal standpoint, Mike's been in it as a consultant in a different way. But this is a comp plan that pays up to 8 ways. We're going to share with you 3 of them just to cover the key highlights, but we'll come back to that one. Other amazing thing is, our team, of course, gives you more benefits, but the company has an outstanding, I think the best free marketing system, Mike, I've ever seen. You've had quite experience too, but this is extraordinary what they're offering to us, isn't it?
I've never seen anything like it. And the reason why is because Josh, before he started this company 5 or 6 years ago, his whole business model was making systems and providing systems similar to what I've done, but he did it on a level of creating systems for companies. So he had all that already in place, and he decided instead of selling it to affiliates, which is what most companies do, he was just going to give it to affiliates at no cost. It's really, really quite remarkable.
Yeah, it is. And
you got the capture pages, you got the contact management, you send people to the system. It's got a way for you to benefit from your uplines marketing and for you to help other people through like team marketing. It's quite incredible.
No, and Jen Zweigel, as you say, is quite an extraordinary figure herself. She's now in the industry, the #1 female earner in the network marketing industry. Like last week, she had Todd Falcone, one of the leading trainers in the market.
I want to mention, people might think, oh, well, she's the owner, so she had this amazing advantage to be a top earner in the industry. Guys, understand, she built it just like anyone else would. She did. There's lots of ways to build this business, so you don't need to build it the way she did. But understand, she did it by reaching out to contacts on Facebook, doing Facebook Lives, talking about the products, very candid, very low key. She didn't leverage. She wasn't putting a bunch of money into anything. She didn't do advertising like I do. I actually do advertising. She just did it like just sharing like anybody could in a very authentic, genuine way. She's not a polished speaker in any way. She's just really authentic, loved the products, and shared them. So it's kind of remarkable that in such a short period, she became one of the top earner in the industry, building it like anyone else could through free methods. It's really, and without previous giant teams that she brought over. It's really, really powerful.
Yeah, and it's a great example to anyone. But they give us they follow up with emails automatically. We also have a new app called the MVC Genius app. You put it on your phone, contact manager. You can share information. That's really a business in a box. So we've got an incredible bunch of tools. Mike, did we mention we get paid weekly? So
paid weekly, and we get excited every time it happens because you can get paid either in cash, direct deposit, gold, silver, or Bitcoin. You choose. It's pretty remarkable, and especially in this economy, I'm definitely taking some of it in Bitcoin and precious metals.
Yeah, that's nice. 2 new offerings: the Bitcoin and precious metals. Another great options. And we're going to now move more to the business side of things, but did we mention you could get started at the highest level that we're going to recommend you start at? That's the executive level. And they've just introduced a new price point for that, as little as $379. Even the top end is just $599. So complete business in a box that we're describing to you for that amount of money. And then we're going to plug in what Mike Klingler is putting together. So we'll talk about that. But you can get started if you're not interested in building a business. Get started as a customer. Until the beginning of May, you had to pay $20 to become an affiliate. Even that's now for free. So that's been waived. You become an affiliate. And this was my why. I mentioned I'm a soccer referee. This is me earlier this year refereeing a couple of high school teams where I'm at. And my, let's just say, running around with 17, 18-year-old boys and girls in the heat is not a recipe for someone my age to feel comfortable after doing it. And if you do it at a tournament, I had to do it 4, 5, 6, 7 times every weekend. You get a lot of aches and pains. So again, I'm not allowed to say what helped me, but trust me, the CBD has really made a difference in my life in terms of my comfort. And I get relief from that. And the extent I don't get relief from it, we've got a relief product, which is like a heat balm. So really have benefited as well. And so question for those of you watching here is, what about you? Are you desiring better health? Are you hungry to create wealth? Are you yearning to fulfill your purpose? And so, Mike, I wanted, you've shared a little bit, but love to hear a little bit more about, we've heard your product experience side, but how has the business been going for you with My Daily Choice?
I've never seen growth like this before. It's never been so easy. I mean, I've always been good, well, in the last 10, 15 years at what I do, but it's never been this easy for me. And it's also never been so easy to help other people. So I can't share how much I've made, but I can say they don't allow us to, because it can be construed as an income claim. But I can tell you that I've made more this year, and we're only in June, than most people do all year. In fact, I've had months where I've made more than a lot of people do in a year. So it's absolutely, let me just put it this way. It's the most lucrative income stream I've ever been involved with. And it's been the easiest to ever help set other people up with. And the system that we're going to go over allows the team to work together so that you're not on your own to make the money. And that was one of the reasons, once I was sold on the product, that I chose this, was because I wanted to make sure that people weren't on their own and qualifying for an income. So we'll get into the compensation plan, a little bit about how that works. But this is the most lucrative opportunity I've ever been involved with, bar none. And again, it's because it's a testament to the product quality. It's a testament to the system that they set up that's already in place. And to the compensation plan. They're clearly continually investing everything back into the product development, back into the compensation plan, and building a longer term vision and giving a lot away, which translates into more income for everybody that joins the business.
Yeah, that's our experience too. And just a couple of points that are really essential, as Mike has been sharing, on being successful. And with so many people right now, this is why, the timing is perfect as well. So many people are looking for natural ways to support their health. They're also looking for a business. So we're in like a perfect storm. And even the media is doing our advertising for us, Mike. CNN says, should CBD become part of your wellness routine in these troubling times? I mean, pass something like that around. Doing both with My Daily Choice makes sense, yeah?
Look, I know not every country can get our CBD products. Not every country can have CBD shipped to it. But guys, understand, if you're in a country that can't have CBD shipped to it, it's only a matter of time. And so what people are doing in those countries is they're connecting to one of our other product lines, and there are plenty to choose from. People in Canada, for example, who can't get the CBD, a lot of them are building it around either the mantra essential oils or the sprays. The sprays are really, really effective. Yeah. And then you're building a network, and you're building an international network, like in the US and in Europe, in the UK, in Mexico, in some countries in Africa that can get CBD. So even if you're in a country that can't, you're able to get into the income stream of this thing. CBD is going to continue. You might think, a lot of people think, oh, it's everywhere, it's already saturated. Guys, it's just at the beginning, because most CBD products aren't effective. Most of them are not high quality. They're just cashing in. Those companies are just cashing in on the movement. This company has put together an incredible CBD product that works, that meets the expectation of the buzz that's all around it. So when you introduce this to people, people want to keep taking it, they share it with others, and you're in the income stream of it. It's really, really, really effective.
Yeah, great point. So guys, we're gonna dig down into the business and plumb Mike's knowledge about this, but we're gonna talk about the compensation plan and also the system that he's put together with Robin to help us jumpstart our businesses. But the starting point when you join My Daily Choice, we're going to recommend that you pick a package. Now, you're not legally obliged to, but we're going to recommend that you do so. There are 3 options here. There's actually 4 options. The one, if you want to kill it, then you come in at the executive. And I introduced to you, there's a second executive package. It was $599. There's one for under $400 now, and you'll be able to choose either 8 or 13 products. So I got to get an updated version of this slide. You can join it as a director and you choose 4 products. You'll do well in the compensation plan. But we're going to explain to you that, you know, there are strong incentives and reasons why, if you don't want to leave money on the table, you want to join an executive. Now you can join as a builder, and you know, you can even join as a, but we're going to recommend you join at the executive level. There's a $379 now, just actually introduced in the last week, and a $599 version that now is 13 products. So we'll cover that in just a second. But 13 products or 8 products, but both of them give you a chance to experience the product and get in. But here's the key point. If you join,
can I just mention something with that last slide? If you can go back to that last slide. I was just going to say, for those that are wondering where there are all these packs and everything, these higher end packs are allowing you to get an experience and test out lots of products when you start out at a major discount. So they're giving you these packs that you can start with to get a lot more products so you can experience them and find your favorite ones, which is important, guys. Like if I wasn't connected to some of these products, if I hadn't tried them, I don't think my heart would be in the business. So it's really important to start out with enough product, and it's cool that they give you these major discounts on the higher packs so you get more products for less cost so you can find the products that you love and have a connection to it.
yeah, it's a good point. And, you know, as you can tell, you know, we've got gummies and shampoo and face masks.
They're
And
good, phenomenal products. Like
yeah, they are.
You got to experience them.
So that gives you that. But here from a business builder standpoint is really important. So if you enroll as an executive, when you enroll another executive, you're going to make a $200 commission on that higher level package. If you enroll at the lower level director, when you enroll an executive, you're going to make $140. Now, $140 is nice, Mike, but you're probably better educated in math than me. Which one's better, $200 or $140?
I'll take the 200.
I'll take the $200 every day, right?
Guys, it's the same. So it's the same work. It's the same thing. But if you're at the executive level, what James is saying is you make more money from the same effort. So while they're giving you, to be clear, they're giving you people away who are either like, just in a terribly challenging financial situation, giving you a place to start to work up the ladder. If you can, you want to start at the top of the ladder because you're getting paid at the optimal level.
And 300 sales of that big package, and you've broken even, and you're off to the races in profit. So a couple of things. What do we need to do to qualify? Mike and I will break that down for you. How do you get paid in your first month? Exciting jumpstart bonuses. I love this part of the compensation plan. Upfront money is always critical in building a business, but we're in it for the long-term business. And you know, we love cash flow, something Mike teaches as well. So we'll get into that. But we're going to teach you also how to get locked into those binary commissions. Here's our income disclaimer. We're required to give this to you, and we want to because, you know, we're not making any promises to you. You're not going to make necessarily anybody's income, whether it's Mike Klingler's or mine or whoever introduced you to. You know, we're going to give examples, but they're not typical or averages. You can read this for yourself. But as we shared, there are 8 ways to earn. You can earn retail profits. We're going to share with you a little bit more about the jumpstart bonuses. There's binary commissions. You build 2 teams and you get paid on that. There's check matching. In other words, when you help someone become successful and they're successful, you get a percentage of their bonus, which is amazing. So those are the 3 we're going to talk about. They also have rank bonuses when you go up. So Mike, as he's been going up, he's been getting bonus. There's a VIP auto club, so he's getting automobile bonuses, expense account bonuses, and a global bonus pool, which any of us can get as long as we get 4 new customers or affiliates in a month. Not going to talk about those. We're just going to talk about the main areas of the compensation plan.
James, I don't want to get us too far off track, and you know, you're way more organized than I am, but if you don't mind, could I just say something real quick that I'm fired up about?
Yeah.
So guys, you know, it can get technical when we go over this. I want you to really think about something. because I was talking with somebody just yesterday about this, about like how much uncertainty there is right now in the economy. I don't know about you guys, but it's getting a little weird out there, right? Like there's some weird stuff. Let's be honest. Like, so it's getting a little weird. There's a lot of uncertainty. I don't have that uncertainty. Like this lets you escape all that crap going out in the economy that leaves you wondering what's going to go on. This allows you to bypass all of that. Job market goes down, stock market goes down. We're still here. People actually start looking outside the box for new careers. Like this really protects you. So I just want you to understand the security. Like we talk about freedom, and I'm really driven by freedom, the freedom lifestyle, being able to take a few days off, money still comes in, wake up when you want to, do stuff when you want to, money still comes in. Freedom is big for me, and I'm sure some of you. But the security, we need security right now more than ever. And what's going on out in the typical economy, there is no security. Anything can happen to our retirement funds. Anything can happen to that crazy stock market that's not making any sense. The $1 trillion they just spent that's going to have to be paid back someday. Guys, this is not just a doorway into creating freedom, but it creates incredible calm and security about the future that I just don't think you can get in the traditional way. So as we go through this, just keep that in mind. It is not just a major lifestyle upgrade from having an income stream coming in that lets you have freedom. It gives you incredible peace of mind.
Yeah, I think that's a great point. Now, this is, if you are looking for that freedom and security, you can actually kind of graph out where you want to be. This is the income disclosure statement, also something we want to give to you. But if you're looking to make a certain amount of money, this would just, as an example, about the average income of the average American family, $5,000 a month. You can kind of say, well, okay, I need to be at something around this rank. If your ambitions are bigger, my wife tells me my ambitions need to be over here on the far right side with the big figures. That's where Mike's ambitions are. Wherever you are along here, you can find a home, and the company will graph out very clearly what you need to do to get there. So I think that part's really secure. And, a question up front is, how much do you want to get paid? Because as you join the company, it's your decision. Because when you enroll, you get to decide whether you get 25% commissions for the first month for each of your new customers or affiliates, or you can get 50% commissions. That's your choice. Do you want 10% long-term commissions or 15% commissions? Do you want one generation of bonuses, or do you want 4 generations of bonuses? And it's a choice that you can make, but this is why we recommend the executive. And we talked before about 4 choices. You can join for free or be unranked. You can join at the builder level. You can join at the director level. Or executive level, but the executive level is what unlocks the top level of those 3 things, and why we recommend that you choose it. So I think that part's important. But Mike, you were just talking about the turmoil people are in, and jumpstart bonuses, cash flow. This stuff is where you get paid every week. And again, if you started executive, 50% commissions during the first month of every new customer that you get. And if you're executive, it gets paid down to 4 levels. So this cash flow, really important for people right now. You can join for free, you'll get 25%. Again, Mike, I'm the lawyer, not the mathematician, but you tell me, is 25% or 50% better?
I mean, right. Yeah, it's the same work and everything, and you're getting paid twice as much at executive. So obviously that's where we try to encourage people, because it's just a lot more money for the same work.
I just like to make it really clear for people. So that's one reason why we recommend this. This would be an example. We're going to skip over that and go on. But these jumpstart bonuses, as you move up the pay plan, can potentially go down to 10 levels. You started executive though, you're already comped into 4 levels, which is perfect for your organization as it starts to grow. So started executive to get paid those 4 levels: 50%, 10%, 8%, and 5%. And as your team starts to grow, you can see that 50% on this level, 10%, 8%, and 5%, it starts to really catch up. And as your team grows, you'll be moving up the compensation plan and getting paid down to 10 levels. So this upfront money is an ongoing cycle, Mike. It's a really consistent cash flow. And I know you teach a lot about cash flow, don't you?
Well, I mean, it's everything, you know. So again, if you want to be able to have the freedom side and the security side, they're both intertwined. Cash flow is everything. This is one of the compensation plans that allows you to get this built, and now you can walk away and the money's still coming in. It also incentivizes those working with you to help you get to an income. And that's what makes this model so powerful. You're not alone in building it. You have that support, because when you're successful, they're successful.
Yeah, that's a good point. Now, the long-term money, folks, is in the binary commissions, and we build 2 teams. To get qualified, you just need to have purchased 40 BV yourself, and you need personally sponsored people on one side and on the other side, and with a combined business volume on each side of 300 business volume, you're personally sponsored 90. So that sounds a little bit technical, but the back office, Mike, tells us exactly what we need to do, and it's pretty straightforward. And again, you want to start at executive. Why? Because you get 15% on that binary instead of 12, 10, or 8. So again, I'm not going to keep asking rhetorical questions, but obviously 15% is better than 8. And you can comp yourself into that, get all those amazing products, get your jump starts at 50% instead of 25%, and get 15% payouts through the binary. So that's another reason why we suggest that. Again, this would be an example. I'm not going to go through how we get paid, so we can, because I want to ask Mike some other questions. But again, you can see as you move up in ranks, that 15% can turn out to be some pretty extraordinary money on the kind of volume that you would have in an organization. And my wife tells me I need to be down here in these last 2 positions. So I got a lot of work for me. I got to keep up with Mike Klingler as well. So, and a lot of us do, but pretty extraordinary company.
I just want to say this, it's all about getting in front of the income stream. So like you're building this following our system, and you're getting the products out there, just following the system. And now if the products are good, which we know that they are just based on the company's track record, people are sharing the products, even if they're not trying to, they're just doing it through recommendation. That's when you have a good company, that's what happens. And so you start plugging into the system, you start to get this going, and it starts to expand and grow. That's what everybody should want in this economy. You should be looking for that. That's what gives you that freedom lifestyle with security. Get into the income stream, and get it into it while we're going through critical mass, so that as people are hearing about this company, they're hearing about it through the people that are in your organization.
Yeah, absolutely critical. And these teams can grow. Again, the team model, the company model just shares basically, you should sponsor 2 people on your left side, 2 people on your right side, and then you get this beautiful thing called spillover. So if you have your sponsor will continue to build, you're on the same leg as your sponsor. And so, and Mike, this is a really powerful team with idea with your system, because you're recruiting like crazy. People like, many of us are recruiting like crazy. So we're helping the people in our teams build their leg. And then with your system, we're also helping them build their inside legs as well. Yeah,
absolutely. It's a really powerful team strategy. And a lot of you are probably already experiencing, even before you've enrolled, you're seeing people come in underneath you, because it's showing you how it works before you've even signed up. And as long as you enroll before Thursday at midnight, you're going to jump above everybody who doesn't yet, and many of them will in the weeks to come. So you'll have all of them underneath you, and you'll also lock in anybody who's underneath you right now permanently. So you're already seeing this happen. If you have a pre-enrollee position, and most of you here probably do, you're seeing maybe getting some emails, or if you log into your system and you see people falling underneath you, it's already helping you build this income stream structure.
Yeah, it's really quite amazing. And the third one, we're not going to go into all of them, but it's the leadership check matching. And Mike, I know this is one of your favorites. It certainly is one of mine, because when you help other people become successful, it's not just rewarding personally. You actually literally get a check when they get a check. And again, that's why we recommend executive. When if I sponsor Grace, for example, and she gets $1,000, I get a 30% check match. She gets $1,000. I get $300 for helping her become successful. I mean, that's extraordinary.
It is.
And again, that's paid down 4 levels when you join an executive.
Okay, so just to make sure they understand that, so if Grace refers somebody, that's James' 2nd level.
Right.
If that person refers somebody, you're still getting paid a matching bonus on all of that. It's absolutely incredible. And there aren't all these really difficult, listen carefully if you've been in other companies. There aren't all these difficult hoops you need to jump through to qualify for that. You're executive, you qualify for that. You don't have to do some massive, like almost impossible feat like you do with these companies. It's extremely simple. You're executive and that you help your organization. That just happens. You get paid this. You don't need to jump through a bunch of crazy hoops. There's no complicated stuff going on. It's as simple
Yeah.
as it sounds. I mean, it's ridiculous.
Yeah. And
Other companies require you, like the first company I was in, I had to sign up 4 people. Listen carefully. I had to sign up 4 people and help them sign up 4 and help all of those 16 people sign up 4 and then help all of those 64 people sign up 4 before I qualified for stuff like this. And I didn't know about that the day I enrolled. There is nothing requiring you to do anything like that here. It's very, very generous.
yeah, and $1,000 for each of them. So you'd get $300 off a $1,000 check for that person, and then another $1,000 you get $200. Another $1,000 you get $100. Another $1,000. So if you have 4 people, and that's just hypothetical, that's $650. But of course, you might have a number of people on each of those 4 levels getting checks. So the number, really adds up fast. That's on top of your jump starts and on top of the binary.
Top of everything else, and ones we don't even have time to go over, all paying you at the same time. I just want to make one more point about that. If one, remember that thing I just talked about, I had to help people, I had to get 4 and help them get 4 and help them get 4 and then help them get 4 before I'd qualify for a lot of the compensation structures. If I didn't have one of those people, I wouldn't qualify. There's none of that hanky-panky going on here. It's extremely simple. If you're executive, you qualify.
Yeah, that's a great point. And Mike, at the end, I'm going to ask you to give some advice to leaders who are looking at this. And let's come back to this point when you talk to leaders in a little bit. Okay. All right. So you can get enrolled for free. It's no longer a promotion since May the 1st. You can lock in for free. You go into if you're a pre-enrollee, this is a little snapshot of your back office. Mike, I think you took this one. But you go into your pre-enrollee back office, go to step 4, getting started, and click on that. It will tell you how many people you have pre-enrolled underneath you and whether you have anybody that's almost ready to jump over you, as Mike was saying. If you lock in your spot before Thursday, you're locked in and you're put into our fast-moving binary.
Yeah, so, and then we help you build the second leg where the income really kicks in. I just wanted to say, you won't see something here that's really valuable. It's kind of hidden. When you enroll, I mentioned it earlier. I want to make sure you understand it because you won't see the stat here. You jump above everybody above you. And a lot of those people will enroll next week. They'll be forever in your network. So this really benefits action takers. So I just want to say something for those of you that procrastinate, you're busy, you're overwhelmed. I understand. There's such a massive advantage to those who just take action. If you see enough that you know you want to do that, just do it because things will start developing while you're still figuring it out.
Yeah, very, very, very good point. So you can join at the free affiliate level and, you can get the benefit of retail sales and you can get jumpstart bonuses. Now, you don't get the rest of the compensation plan. We want to be very clear to those of you, but if you don't have money, if you literally, don't have a dime to put to, you can join for free and you can promote it and you can earn money with this business, which I think is quite extraordinary. We don't recommend it because you don't have a product experience. And Mike, you want to speak to that for a second?
I would just say this is for somebody who's right now living out of their car and you don't know what the heck you're going to do. I mean, that's honestly what this is for. And you're willing to do whatever it takes to turn your life around. I mean, and it's really powerful that they have that option. You sign up, it costs you nothing, and you get to work. And you really get to work and you can move yourself up that ladder. I think it's really beautiful that they have that in this economy.
Yeah, it sure is. Now we recommend, as we said, joining at the executive level. This is the new option that they just started. It's $379. You get 8 products. It's more than that, but you can choose from a wide range. And that's $379 and we'll give you a good product experience. And that's a great way. We haven't had that before. That's brand new. So that's That's brilliant. It actually lets people get in at the highest level at a lower price point, which is very attractive. This is the one that we all joined at, the executive, which is now called the Executive Pro Pack. And that's been moved from 12 products to 13 products now, same amount of money, $599, and gives you that huge product surge that we're enjoying in our household and Mike is enjoying in his, and many of us are. So that's the recommended place. We showed you why from a compensation plan standpoint, but it's also why, because you just want to be able to benefit from these amazing products. And, whether it's face masks or CBD or shampoos or whatever it might be, coffee, gummies, you can make your choices. And then plug into our team. And this is where we want to finish out, because this team is providing extraordinary support. And I really want to take advantage of Mike. Mike and his partner Robin have built an amazing system, step-by-step, what I call a fast grow system, but they've designed a series of pages where we're tweaking that based on our experience working with the company. And Mike, you can share about that in a second. But basically, I really love the way Mike has shared this. We have an easy way and we have a more complex way. And Mike, do you want to share the easy way? And I've got a couple of slides about the more complex way in a little bit. Yeah.
So the easy way, you meaning just use the
kind of the company system and our support.
Yeah, leading with the company system.
Right.
So the picture that you're looking at here shows that you're doing various forms of marketing. I want to mention you need to be at the executive level. This is for business-minded people in a position to build more quickly. So you've got some resources to work with. So if you want to do advertising, that kind of thing, you need to come in at the executive level with 400 BV. So that's just one particular pack. So any questions about that, get back with the person who referred you here. Because if you want to build this way that we're talking about now, this is the most aggressive way to build. This is how I build. This is the serious stuff. This is attracting people to you, not having to you go out there and hustle one person at a time, but you're bringing people through your system in larger numbers. So you need to be at the executive pack with 400 BV. If you have questions around that, I get back with the person who referred you. The way this works is you're doing the marketing, which is we're showing you how to do that marketing to drive traffic to this lead capture page. The lead capture page goes through the system we just showed you, where people fall underneath the prospects so that they're seeing how the system works. They're seeing the team strategy. It's very, very simple. Then they've got videos in that back office to help them out. And then we got the emails that we give you to follow up with. We give you everything you need to duplicate what we're doing, so you don't have to figure out what to write or what to send. Extremely simple.
Yeah, that's really great. And your job is just to get pre-enrollees. You plug them through those web pages. The company emails them. Mike has written emails that we also add on top of that are really user-friendly. You plug people in and you duplicate it. It really is that simple. We've made it just extraordinarily simple, Mike.
Absolutely. And again, all we're doing, guys, is sorting. And again, when you don't have the experience we have, you tend to really complicate the process. The more experience you get in this industry, the more you start to realize the simpler you make it. Again, if you have a phenomenal company with a phenomenal product line that people are going to really like and that gets results so they share it, if you have a great compensation plan that's simple for people to start making money with, if you have those things, which I got to admit is pretty hard to find, that's what we have here. Once you have that, all you need is a simple system, extremely simple. And you're just sorting for people that are ready. And quite frankly, guys, because of where the economy's at and the insane uncertainty that's going on out there with all the different political stuff, more people than ever are open to looking for something like this. So sorting for people right now, and I suspect for a very long time, is easier than it's ever been. There's a lot of people open to doing something outside the box to create freedom and security for themselves. All we're doing is using a simple system to duplicate the sorting process, looking for people who are ready for a really good opportunity. It's really simple. You're not having to do the presentations. We're doing all those for you. There's videos, there's webinars like this. We're giving you the emails. We're showing you how to generate the pre-enrollees and do the marketing. It really doesn't get any easier.
So Mike, we've got level 1, level 2, level 3. Probably don't need to get into that in a lot of detail today, but different levels depending on what level of commitment you're ready to make.
You want me to run through it really, really fast?
Yeah, go.
So director, we talked about the director pack. If you just want to come in and use traditional marketing methods, you're going to do level 1. So you're coming in, you want to tap into the compensation plan we showed you. You don't want to come in at the free level because you don't want to just sell product, basically. You want to come in and use a process and the system that the company has, but use more traditional methods that are common in the network marketing industry. We can train you how to do that. We can set you up how to do that. That's the director level. You're doing 40 BV on auto order. You're plugged into that. You don't have any other expenses. Level 2 is what I just
Mike, just to clarify, by
Yeah,
traditional methods, I don't think you're meaning going, going to coffee shops and doing hotel meetings, right? So
I mean, you can
traditional
if you want
methods these
to.
days are like
When I say,
Facebook marketing, social
yeah,
media
the
marketing.
modern traditional methods of
Yeah.
network marketing are things like getting online and attracting people through Facebook and things like that. But they're free methods. So you're not doing advertising like I was just talking about, where you're attracting a stream of people through, like I could show you in level 2. Level 2 is if you want to grow quickly and be able to sort through a lot of people through more automation, where we're showing you the marketing like I just talked about. That's at the executive level. At 400 BV, if you want to do that method, and you're doing 90 BV a month, so a 90 BV auto ship, and you can look up the details of all of that or ask the person who referred you here for more details. We just want to make sure that this is a committed business level to grow quickly. Level 3, you want me to get into level 3 just really fast?
Yeah, we've got a slide about it a little bit
Okay,
later.
I'll let you. Okay, we'll talk
Introduce
about
it.
level
Yeah, level 3 is if you're a committed person who wants to be a 6 or 7 figure earner, ask whoever brought you here about level 3. That we'll come back to that in just a second.
Okay.
But here's the basic idea. You start, the compensation plan will reward you. There's kind of a company blueprint to sponsor at least 2 people on your left, 2 people on your right, and then build, you contribute, and then we kick in, Mike, and this is where you could comment again, because we've got things like marketing rotators. So our team support on top of the company support is really quite extraordinary.
Yeah, so already you're seeing as a pre-enrollee that's got a position right now, most of you already do, where you haven't purchased anything yet, but you're checking it out. You're already seeing people fall underneath you. So that's already happening in that first leg on your left. But once your team has helped you, and maybe they brought them all in, like we want you to contribute, but if you're doing your best, even if your team brings in 100 people that are on auto order, then the team adds you to 10 different upline marketing rotators. And we take 10% of their monthly income, and collectively that can add up, especially for those of you who see it through. It can start to really add up, and they're helping you build your second leg with that. Now, we don't want you to think you just sit here and we're going to build you this huge income. It's silly. We want you to contribute, but as long as you're making an effort and contributing, you've got massive help from the upline to not just build one leg, but both legs. And as we showed you with an earlier slide, 2 legs, you can make an unlimited income. So what you're really doing, guys, to be super clear, you're teaming up you're partnering up with people who know what they're doing. And if you just stick with it and you plug into it, like it's inevitable that you're going to build those 2 legs. You're not on your own. And I think that's a really, really, really powerful point that on top of everything else makes this so doable for people who haven't been successful before.
Yeah, it's terrific. So this is a little blueprint from the company, but it just clarifies each person's minimum responsibility. So your minimum, get at least 40 per business volume. That's basically 1 product you order. Put 2 affiliates on your left side, 2 affiliates on your right side doing a minimum amount of business, and then you duplicate that. And if you will sponsor 4 people, 2 on your left, 2 on your right, and then help them to duplicate, you'll see magic start to happen. That's the basic blueprint of the company. Now we help you do more than that. We help you build in addition to that, but that's the basic blueprint. Find 4 and duplicate. And the more you can do with that, the better, but that's kind of the basic blueprint. Now we as Mike has already shared, we've got on that, we help you, we put that on steroids at these different levels, 1, 2, and 3, and you can get back to us. We'll share with you. And Mike has a comprehensive review that he and Robin have done that will break down exactly what those commitments are. But we also talk about an advanced level. So Mike's already shared with you the easier system. We have something that is focused on cash flow that Mike has really put together. It's the predictable cash flow system. And either way, we're helping you build one of your legs, but we're also showing you how to build the other one too, as Mike has shared. And the business volume is starting to grow exponentially. So you're getting leverage from your upline. You're getting leverage. We're helping the people you sponsor. They're also building. So things are starting to build up. And Mike, I love this slide that you put together a week ago or so, which starts to show the exponential growth here. You want to speak to that?
Yeah, because I think a lot of people really miss that point. Like we show these two legs, but if you don't have a lot of experience in the industry, you don't understand. If you've got a good product and you've got people duplicating the business system on top of having a good product, it starts to get exponential. So hit one more slide so you can kind of see how that happens. So this is just
I
one
didn't put
level
all
of
that
it.
one together. That was just one by one
Gotcha.
example.
Okay, so I had a couple of slides. So if you were to imagine one more level of it, it just starts to explode. And that's, again, once, if you listen carefully, guys, because I want you to understand this. Like you don't just sign up and plug away for 3 months and God, I don't want to use derogatory language, but man, it's hard not to. Like people are so goofy sometimes. You can't just sign up and then like quit so soon. What makes this work is sticking around with a team and plugging away at it. And I had a couple more slides. If you were to go boom, boom, you'd see that that would just massively fill up with just a few people duplicating. If you don't stick around long enough for that to happen, you're not going to make the big money. But if you do, you will. You need to commit to a simple process and understand the big money in this industry is to those who have a little bit of a vision and follow through to stick around for that exponential growth to happen. It's massive. I don't know anybody who hasn't been successful, who has a good company, a good compensation plan, a good product, and a good system and a good team who just sticks with it. This is not the Amway years of marketing where you have to go to hotel meetings and do these really slow, laborious processes. We're tapping you into online marketing. We're tapping you into instant ways that don't require people calling people up. We don't even use the phone hardly anymore. Nobody answers the phone. It's a whole different world than anything you've ever done before. The exponentialism can really start to take effect if you just stick around long enough to allow it to. I don't know anybody who can't succeed with this and make incredible income if they just allow for that process to unfold and plug in and duplicate. It really is as simple as it sounds, but you can't be dingbatty about it and sign up and then quit on your 3rd month before that's taken hold. If you want the big money, you have to commit. You have to sign up, get to know your team, get to know your company, build a relationship with the product, start following the system, and give it time to exponentiate.
Yeah, no, it's very true. So guys, with our team and with our approach, Mike and Robin have prepared what we call the comprehensive review. Whoever's invited you here, they can give you that either on a video or a web page. And then when you join, we have a second step. It's all organized for you. You get plugged into this step-by-step fast growth system where they provide the different training at those levels 1, 2, and 3. We also have Facebook groups to plug you in depending on what level you get plugged into. So it's systematic and it's a massive comprehensive system. Hats off to you, Mike and Robin, for organizing this. It is so clear and so systematic and so strategic as well.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, guys, it's extremely simple. It's extremely simple. What we're really talking about here, James, if I could just for a minute, what we're really talking about is mindset. Like if you're ready for abundance, if you're ready to think outside the box, if you see where the economy's going and you understand that you can't just sit around and wait for something to change, then it's really simple. You find a good company that's got a proven track record. You find people who know what they're doing and you just follow the process. Like it really, really is simple. You can't come into it trying to like make it really complicated. You just follow the process and you get to know your team and you get to know your company and you succeed. Like it really isn't that difficult, but you need to come into it with a positive attitude. You can't be mopey or no one's going to want to work with you. You can't be negative or no one's going to want to work with you. You come in with a positive attitude and you decide you're going to commit to the process, you're going to succeed. It really is incredible. It's an incredible group of people. I've never been surrounded by such a great company with people that I really like to hang out with. I mean, if you're looking for a home to accomplish that, then you just found it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is an example of our fast growth system. Different people will have that, but we have them all customized. Mike and Robin have made that possible for us. You can plug into that as, if you're a leader. But Mike, I guess we may have covered this, but just in terms of our team business building system, share a little bit of your experience, what you've seen happening over the months that we've been in now. And
Well, I mean, I shared it at the beginning of this.
yeah,
Uh, you know, I came in with the knowledge of marketing. So I had to prove the system worked. So I turned on the green light, I ran with it. And I don't know if I was the fastest growing, but I was one of the fastest growing in the company.
oop, can't hear you now, Mike. I don't know if that's at my end or your end. Let me know in the chat if you can hear Mike, if I'm the only one who can't. We may have lost him. Mike's frozen. Okay. Well, we'll move on and wait. We'll have to wait till Mike gets back. I'll just maybe see if he's also lost his connection. No, he's still here. Still here, just frozen somehow. All right. We'll carry on anyway, and when he gets back, we'll have things. Now, as Mike was saying, we have leaders in the organization, and in the company who have large organizations and incomes, and they've just been using very simple social media marketing strategies, and that works very well for them. We have literally millionaires who have been using just very simple marketing systems. And so that certainly is an option for people. And we do have more, as Mike was sharing, this is, basic marketing. You would lead people to one of the web pages and they join the pre-enrollee system of My Daily Choice, and the system kicks in.
Hey, James, I don't.
You're back.
I don't know if you know, I got kicked out and I'm back. Just to let you know.
Yeah, we
I'm
could
back.
tell
I made it
froze
back.
up and then came
I got
back.
kicked out.
So this was an elaboration of the simple system, Mike. As I was just saying, there are people that do the simple way. I'll just show you that. So you see, there are major leaders that have built huge organizations and incomes just by teaching very simple social media marketing strategies. And it would be something like this, which you describe as the easier way. But we also, and Mike, I'd love you to speak to this because, for leaders who want to use, a little bit more advanced attraction marketing and an ongoing cash flow strategy consistent with building a large organization in My Daily Choice, we have a system that you and Robin have built together. And I'd love for you to, just speak to, the idea of multiple streams of income. And we looked at this before, there's predictable cash flow. But I've just got this one slide, but speak to that if you could, so that people can see that more advanced system if they want to look into it.
Yeah, so this is how I like to build, guys. Everybody that you know who makes a 7 or 8-figure income online in any industry is applying basically this exact same formula in every industry, in every niche, consultants, coaches, selling courses, you name it. Look on the far left of this slide and you see a little dollar sign that says ads, that it shows a negative. You have to spend money to get this started. But go ahead and look at the far right and you see another dollar sign and as a plus sign. The way that people are able to build their social media so fast, and again, I know this isn't for everybody. This is the highest level of engagement online to build an income and to build multiple streams even beyond just My Daily Choice. So you see the negative, the money's coming out of your pocket on the ads. What makes this work is you're advertising something of value to an audience, and we show you who we're advertising to, we show you who that audience is, and we give you what to market. So you don't have to create the content, you don't have to create the marketing funnel, you don't have to create any of that, you're just duplicating what we're doing. And they go to a lead capture page, and then they're immediately introduced to something that would be valuable to them, something that they're looking for right now, something that doesn't require a lot of education or a lot of like getting them to see and learn things to help them realize they want it. Like they kind of already know that they want it. In fact, you design that just for that audience. And we're giving this to you. So you see the plus sign on the dollar sign over there on the right, it's making the money back. That's what makes this work. Like instantly, you're making the money back when you advertise. And there's some tweaking, like you put up the ad, you put up the marketing, and there's some tweaking of your funnel that you need to move through. So this is an advanced strategy, but if you want to be able to just dominate the internet and you want to learn this method and you want to generate a lot of leads, this is what allows people to scale. Scale means since you're making the money back almost instantly from the time you're advertising, once you get it all put together right, you're able to put a lot of money into ads, and it's not coming out of your pocket. It's coming out of the sales that are happening quickly. And the goal is to break even. Initially, you might just start to chip away at what you're spending, but you tweak things, and we show you how to do that to improve your results, and you make the money back as quickly as you can. And then you can scale up, get a lot more leads driving in. And that's what's showing. If you look down that flow chart a little bit, it says more leads because you've got money to work with. It's not coming out of your pocket. And then it says more offers. And we have these built in where there's affiliate offers, there's things that you can sell, and it's all automated. It's being sent to them through the emails and stuff. And we choose those offers, and we show you these, that we know that audience would be interested in. Again, it's not a stretch. It's what they're already looking for. And so as some of them purchase them and only a small percentage need to, you're making more cash flow. That's why it shows those extra dollar signs. So that's allowing you to advertise more, put the money in your pocket. Now, through this process, they're getting to know you because we're showing you how to integrate yourself into this funnel where you make a video. So you didn't have to create all the content. You didn't have to create the products. You didn't have to know how to set all of this up. We're showing you how to do all that, but we are showing you how to integrate yourself into the process so they associate you with what they're experiencing. So they associate you with the value that they're receiving. And whether they purchased something as they're getting these emails and as they're going through this process over a few weeks, whether they purchased something or not, they're getting to see you as a valuable resource. And let me help you understand something. If you've been in network marketing before and it was hard to sell people or whatever, hard to sign people up, it's because they didn't really see you in a position of authority. They didn't really see you as someone who could really offer a lot to them. But when they see you over and over again providing something, this automated system, they start to realize, wow, this person really knows what they're doing. So by the time they get to like the 30 days in the funnel through all of these emails, and they get an email saying, hey, take a look at My Daily Choice, take a look at our opportunity. They already know who you are. They already have seen you provide a lot of value. They know people are purchasing from you, whether they did or not. And now they're much more open and receptive to looking at the My Daily Choice opportunity. You could also put something else there. For those of you who are coaches or consultants or want to develop or move into that, you could put that offer in there. If something were to ever happen to My Daily Choice in the future for any reason, you could replace that there. You've already got this structure in place. And then this is what people don't understand. When you have an email list and you have built a relationship with them through automation, you can now offer more offers. I've had people purchase, in fact, I had people purchase My Daily Choice when I introduced it earlier this year, who were on my email list from like 17 years ago, who never purchased anything from me all that time. So you have to understand like the lifetime value as the months and months and years go on of a lead just continues to grow. So for those of you who want to be professional marketers, you don't need to do this. This is the highest level. I don't know if there's anyone else in this company besides our group that's doing this model. Most of them are doing more traditional methods, which again are modern methods of marketing. And some people are advertising like the other method we talked about. And you can make huge income. Like there's somebody making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month in this company that are doing completely free ways, that are doing the second level we talked about with you, that just advertise with the simple funnel. But this is for people that just, you want to do this, you want to know how to generate leads, you want a more permanent model that allows you to generate income in many, many different ways. If you want that, we can plug you into that too, because that's how we build. It's not the only way we build. We also use the simple methods because we always want to be doing the same methods that others are doing, but we love this method because of the leverage, and we can plug you into this. What I recommend though, is no matter who you are, you don't start here, because it takes time to put together. So you start at one of the easier methods that we showed you, you get it going, you get familiar with the company, you get familiar with the product, you start making some money, and just know you can plug into this at any time if you want to become like an internet marketing all-star and build your own list and have like all these different income streams that you can plug into. You just know that that's there for you if you want to grow into that. That's my recommendation.
Yeah, I think that's really helpful, Mike. And I think the other thing that we should stress to folks is that throughout, the Klingler team, there are hundreds of people who are doing this strategy scattered in different parts of the organization. So wherever you join, even if you don't want to do it, know that somebody above you is doing it, and this is how they're generating massive leads, and that's going to be massive leads for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years going on into the future. So you're joining a system, an ecosystem that it really has long-term legs to it.
And as people that you're plugging into the system join in your organization downline to you, some of them are going to, this is going to be appealing to them. And so it's how you end up attracting top producers who may not have, been such a huge top producer otherwise. So it is really, really powerful.
Yeah. So I love that. And thanks for kind of running through that for people. And I think this is kind of a segue to leaders, because I wanted to get to that point. And I think that system shows leaders, a template that you as, a marketing guru absolutely have put in place for us, that a leader could come and plug in, knowing that they could plug their teams into a simple system and know that their leaders, a leader also will have leaders. A leader has leaders who maybe want to plug into that professional strategy that we just talked about. So what's your advice? Let's talk to those leaders that are looking for a home, Mike.
Well, yeah, I mean, you just basically summed it up. So you're able, because if you're a leader, most people are not going to duplicate, that kind of a advanced system. And most people aren't going to have a big advertising budget, even for like the second level. A lot of people are going to need a simple system that's more of the traditional modern version of the traditional, really simple, duplicatable process. So if you're a leader, if you have a team already to plug in, just know there's a place for all of them. For those that need super simple, ridiculously simple, and to duplicate that and reach their goals that way. And then people that maybe want to advertise, so it's kind of the next level, they've got a little ad budget to go and they want to put more people through, they're a little bit more committed to growing faster. You can plug them into that. And then you've also got people who can develop and become top producers as internet marketers and really blow this thing up. And it's, of course, for yourself as well. You could plug into any of those as a leader. Let's be really clear. If you're a leader and you want to build through the more modern traditional methods or whatever method you want to do, we'll support you in that. Like we have an all-star team, James mentioned earlier, of people who build in several different ways. That, our team's one of the few that builds with the internet marketing so aggressively. There's other leaders here who build, through relationship marketing and all the different methods. So no matter where you're at as a leader and how you want to build, we can team you up and pair you up with an extremely successful leader who builds that way. But if you do have interest in internet marketing, it's very rare to be able to team up and work so closely. And each of you have that opportunity here with someone as passionate as I am and as knowledgeable as I am, quite frankly, at internet marketing, that teams and pairs that up with network marketing.
Yeah, so I think that's a really great point. So folks, that was what I wanted to really get to and talk to leaders today. We're talking to everybody, but I wanted Mike to really also address leaders. And, if you're thinking big, you'd like to get leaders in your organization, that's how to attract them. Show them that we have a system that they can plug into. Mike just recapped that perfectly. So for everybody, if you haven't yet joined, if you're watching this maybe in someone's YouTube channel or Facebook page, or you're seeing this tonight and you were invited, but you didn't pre-enroll, get back to whoever invited you here and get pre-enrolled. If you're already pre-enrolled, step up before Thursday. Mike explained why, but you want to jump ahead of all those other people in your pre-enrollee group. Place your first order. We recommend at the executive level, and then get yourself started regular. Start yourself earning those 50% commissions, cash flow up front, then get yourself binary qualified, personally enrolling one person on the left and one person on the right, those minimum qualifications, and you're set up there, then you're in business. Now, what we'd like you to just understand is the keys to an automated system, and now is the time to really align with us in My Daily Choice and HempWorks. Again, get back to whoever invited you here. This is one of the typical pre-enrollee pages where you just register. Whoever is your invitee will give you a page with their username on it, but it's very
simple. Don't go to this link. Don't go to that.
Don't go to that. There's nobody called username.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
So whatever is the username of the person you invited, I'm keeping this generic because we want it and so there's nothing about, from Grace and myself or Mike. This is something that everybody can use, so it's called username. Thank you, Mike.
And just so you guys know, no matter where you join in the organization, because of the way this is structured, you're able to take advantage of everything and all of the support the exact same way. So go to the person who referred you, you're able to plug into everything that we covered and benefit from working with us in the exact same way that you would any other way you join. So that's what makes this so powerful. It's set up so that everyone's able to benefit in the same way as a team strategy.
Yeah, that's really important. Now, after you enrolled, Mike and Robin have done this amazing comprehensive review. We outline the benefits of our extraordinary team, the timing of the company and so forth. That's really valuable. Set aside time to do that. There's a page that we can give you, or if the person who invited you here doesn't have a page, they'll send you a YouTube video. Either way, get that, watch that. That's really important so that you understand our commitment to you and your commitment to us and all the benefits. That's really important. Now, after you watch the comprehensive review, you maybe can get back to whoever, for ourselves, you're invited back here every Monday. You may not necessarily be part of our teams, but you're always welcome back. This is, as you can see, a generic place for you to join. But also our team members, all of them can join, again, one of our upline sponsors called the Power Team. They have a hangout every week. And again, a generic tool, powerteamhangout.com, and you put, again, there's no site called username. Thanks, Mike, for pointing that out. But whoever's username is your invitee or your potential sponsor, they'll give you that link. And that's an amazing resource, really exciting. You can hear testimonials and product reviews. So that's a great way to get more information. And whoever invited you can do that. But what we want to leave you with is something important to consider, and that is, as Mike said, if you're not comfortable and if you're not secure in your current financial situation, but you're willing to work and you're willing to build yourself a more secure future, then if you're not been successful at maybe in generating leads, having the right kind of mindset, building teams, having a steady cash flow from your business, if you've not been successful at that before, but you're willing to learn and you're willing to plug into a proven system, then, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to build your business to achieve, really wealth without it being a cycle of endless failures that is so much a challenge for so many people, if that's what you want, then you now have a way to do just that. Our simple system, with all the bells and whistles, but it is also very boiled down and simple. Our simple system allows you to do just that. And so I think, how do you see yourself getting started would be our question. As we mentioned, you can become a preferred customer, enjoy the products. That's great. They're amazing. Or you can become an affiliate. We recommend it at the executive level, but you can start at different levels. Again, executive, we showed you why, but participate in the fastest growing industry the world has seen in the last 50 years. And don't wait. Mike, you want to speak to that point? I mean, timing, I think, is critical.
Timing is critical. We talked about it earlier. The company's entering into critical mass. We know that it's not just a guess. They're at the 5-year mark. They made it past the 2-year mark that knocks off 90% of the companies in this industry, and then made it after the 5th-year mark, which is knocks off the rest of the 90%. And they're one of the very few within that sliver who've done 100 million. In fact, they've done 170 million last year. They're growing at a compounded rate. It's a perfect time to join. Between now and the next few years, it's going to continue to accelerate. And so what you get out of that is so much more growth, so much more income. You're getting into the income stream still very early, but after they've established proof that they know what they're doing and they can go big with this, it's going to be a household name. There's no question about it. You want to get into the income stream earlier rather than later. Guys, don't overthink it. All of us as humans can get caught up in overthinking and overcomplicating things. Someone had introduced me to this company 10 months before I actually joined. I didn't try the products when it was first introduced to me. I understand how that can happen, but I obviously wish I had joined sooner. All I can say is if you just come in and you enroll, you're going to end up kind of on a conveyor belt and it's going to project you forward. If you sit and you wait, it's probably going to be more of the same. And then something's going to happen. It's going to distract you. And all this time is going to pass by where you could have had leverage working for you. Again, you're tapping into a team whose marketing is helping you get this launched. So if you enroll before, for example, this Thursday, it happens every Thursday at midnight Pacific time. As long as you enroll before then, even if you got stuff to figure out, obviously there's always stuff you can figure out, but if you just enroll before Thursday at midnight Pacific time, you permanently lock yourself in, you jump above everybody who's procrastinating, and I assure you a lot of those people will enroll later, so you get locked in. But what that does is it shifts your mindset and you start to pay attention differently. You've made a commitment, you've got some skin in the game, and now you're on a conveyor belt to move you forward in this income stream. So don't wait, don't delay. There's always more you can learn and figure out. But if you just plug yourself in, you're going to find yourself propelled because you're joining a winning team, not just at the corporate level, but here with us as well. It's extremely supportive. It's a phenomenal group of people. It totally changes your mindset. It's a lot of fun. And as James had said earlier, creating freedom, but also security in this economy is extremely important. So just come on in and we'll start working with you and getting you started.
Yeah, I think that's really exciting. Now, there's a lot of different places that you've seen. Maybe you entered in a place like this, but again, if you didn't get pre-enrolled yet, use whatever page has been given to you. Love what you do every day. Get yourself pre-enrolled. And then if you're already pre-enrolled, there's a page that we can send you to, which is generic. So go into lockinmyspot.com and put in the email that you pre-enrolled with. You'll see that down at the bottom. You just put in your email there, and it'll take you to that page we showed you before. Go to watch the 4 videos in there, and then take action.
Yeah, if you could just hold it real quick. So write that down, guys. And you actually don't need the HTTPS just for speed. Write down www. or type it in lockinmyspot.com. You can actually go there, and as long as if you already got a pre-enrollee position, if you've already done that, enter the email that you entered originally, and it will take you right in. You go to step 4, and you can join tonight really easily and really quickly and get on the conveyor belt.
Yeah, take action. Action is really important. So I want to thank you. Mike, we do have some questions. So let me just see if we can answer those. We've got just some comments. People love the sprays, so I think we've talked about that. And let me just see if we got.
You mentioned sprays. I'm just while you're looking for the questions, guys. Again, I'm not much of a product guy typically, so when I say this, if I'm speaking to those of you who kind of relate to that, the sprays, I thought, yeah, whatever. They probably just threw some sprays together to have an excuse for a product. There's a spray called Brain. I was like, what the heck is that, right? And I probably would have never taken it or thought about it. But Jennifer in Canada, who can't get the CBD, again, she's in the income stream and selling CBD using our system all over the world, but she can't get the CBD yet herself. So she was like, well, I don't even know what products I want. I go, well, a lot of people are talking about the sprays, give the sprays a try. And her daughter, who's in high school, I believe, tried the spray called Brain. I'm like, and she's telling me about this. She's all excited. She was really excited because she was telling me that her daughter had a test, and ordinarily her daughter has a difficult time getting through the test. She gets tired, she gets brain fog, and she had come home saying, I can't believe it. I did the brain spray, and like I was so clear-minded and was able to get the test done really fast. And I was like, that's crazy. And then I tried the spray after she shared that with me. I don't think I ever would have tried it if I hadn't heard something like that. And it really has that kind of effect. So those of you who are like me, I know it's not everybody, but I get brain fog. I just get kind of, I don't know if it's how to describe it. If you've had it, you know what I mean. You just don't quite feel real crisp-minded. If you get that, you get fatigued when you're working on stuff. This is amazing. I don't know how it works. Is this nutrition, but it supports the brain function, and it works really, really well. And really, I can say that about all of those products that I've tried. I haven't done all the sprays. I've done that one. I've done Sleep, which works phenomenally well. You just spray a few in your mouth, and it really works. And then I do the Boost, which gives you a lot of energy if you need an energy boost, which is a little bit different than the brain stuff. That doesn't give you like a boost. It just makes you clear-minded. So I use these regularly. And, a lot of people, it's really, really remarkable. They're easy to carry around. I just wanted to say that because I'm not a product guy, but these are really great products. They really, really are.
Underline that. We have a 15-year-old boy who just finished his freshman year in high school, and he uses that brain spray every single day. He absolutely loves it.
Yeah.
I do as well. I also use Peak. My wife is Chinese, so she understands deer antler velvet is something the Asians know about for its health benefits. But yeah, You're good.
So there's one I haven't tried yet. You know, it's interesting. I haven't tried them all. So what does that do? I have been wondering about Pete.
It's another one. It's got antioxidants. It's also good for the immune system. And what are the Chinese basically? They say it in a very polite way. It's good for men.
Gotcha.
It's good for men.
Vitality. Well, let's call it vitality.
Okay, yeah. There you go. Mike, two questions in here. Edward is asking, I'm a member of My Daily Choice already. How do I get into the fast grow system? So into our fast into that system.
So is he talking about the last one we went over, the more advanced system?
Yeah, I think, or our business building system. So Edward, again, maybe you could put a comment in here just to clarify whether you've come in through someone in our team or you're in another team.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just gonna, give a simple answer, Edward, but to move you forward with that. So just contact the person who referred you, because they're gonna have a link for you that's specific to them. We wanna make sure you're tied with them because they'll support you with that. So contact them and ask them if they're plugged into it. If they're not plugged into it, like maybe you're in another team, then I'm going to give you an email address, and then you would contact us and let us know that. So you would email support@predictable-system.com, support@predictable-system.com. And by the way, we'll always find out if someone emails us, who's your team, and if you're not sure who they are, we hunt that down. Like, it's really important to us. So that's support@predictable-system.com. And we'll plug you into your upline. If your upline doesn't know about any of this, then we'll have a conversation with them. We'll make sure that you're tied into your upline when you do this.
Yeah, so Edward is confirming that he thinks he's in another team. So that he wouldn't be able to necessarily plug into our team building system per se, but he could come into the Profit Platform system through.
Yeah, so I would ask him,
whoever invited
how did he hear about this
here.
call? Then our next question our team would ask is, how did he hear about this call? This to make sure that the proper referral network is respected.
Yeah, great. Second question from Richard. Any idea what the time frame looks like for your enrollees to be able to use your introductory or enrollee funnel? So I guess two levels of answer there, Mike. One is it's, the company system is immediate to plug into.
Absolutely.
But how about our more advanced system?
Yeah, so just to reiterate what James said, for the easiest startup process, which is a phenomenal system the company gives you, the moment you sign up, you have access to that. It's really easy to use. You have a link to send. You get to track who's clicking on it. You get to track who's opting in. You get to see where they fall. You get to control if they fall on your left leg or your right leg. So you have that instantly, and it's really simple to use. It's really powerful. If you want to use our system, we're using our funnels and our presentations and our follow-up emails. That's going to take about a week to get set up. But again, you don't need to wait for that to begin. You could start referring people into the company system and having them see those videos. And then in about a week, you would have our system set up. And you could do that faster. I mean, there's people who've set our system up within a day. I just, for those of you that don't have a lot of time and you've got a lot of stuff going on, it could take up to about a week if you're just, doing like 10, 15 minutes a day or something.
Okay. So I think that there were a couple other questions, but I've kind of summarized them together. So again, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you. I want to thank Mike in particular for, an amazing webinar. It's gone a little bit long, but I think we really honed into some key points for people that are hungry to find that freedom and security. And also we wanted to address leaders who may be looking for the right place, and I can't think of a better place. So whoever invited you here, please get back to the person that invited you to this presentation. Get your questions answered. I'm sure you had a chance to ask all your questions. Pre-enroll if you've not pre-enrolled yet, as Mike shared. Lock in your place in our fast-growing team line now. And Mike, any closing words from your side before we close out here today?
I'm just going to reiterate what I said about not procrastinating. I understand what that is. I'm very human. Like, I've been very successful in my endeavors because I overcome a lot of this. And that's why I'm sharing this. Like, you need to know where your weak spots are. For me, I can procrastinate. All this time starts going by. I get distracted. Guys, if you are here with us now, you've seen enough to know enough that it's just time to plug in. Just plug in and then get on the conveyor belt, because there's so much that starts working for you when you do that. And we've talked about that. So just plug in and let nature take its course from there. Otherwise, delay after delay after delay can start to really get in the way of you creating that income stream that is so important right now in this economy. So just join us and get on that conveyor belt, I think, is my ending message. I think it's so important for so many people who procrastinate.
Perfectly said. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've demonstrated to you literally how to build an extraordinary global online business with My Daily Choice. Again, super thanks to Mike Klingler, but most super thanks to all of you who have been watching, and those of you that will watch later on a recording. I know many of you will be watching later, so follow whoever, there'll be a link on Facebook or YouTube. There'll be a button somewhere. Get back to whoever shows this to you and get yourself locked in. We're looking forward to seeing you on the inside and getting the amazing support from this team, and looking forward to building an amazing online, extraordinary business with you. Again, Mike, thanks so much for your time, valuable time. Super to have you with us. And thanks to all of you. We'll wish you well. God bless you. Take care. Bye-bye.
Thanks, guys. Bye, Grace. Bye, James.
Bye.
Goodbye, everybody.